Hi guys, welcome to the tutorial. In this one I want to talk a little bit about business theory, I guess team structure theory. In particular, team roles in business as defined by Belbin. Now, you can Google the name Belbin, I'm sure it'll come up. This is not going to be super in-depth in terms of these theories, but I want to give you guys a bit of the theory and also some of the key vocabulary, most importantly, that goes along with these theories. So, what Belbin came up with was a model that defined different team members based on their behaviors and characteristics. And that's what we're going to look at. And the idea is that these diverse strengths and abilities help build a stronger team. So teams succeed best when members recognize and appreciate different strengths, which boosts collaboration and innovation. According to Belbin's model, which we'll see in just a moment, Belbin identifies specific team roles, helping to understand how each individual contributes to team success. In terms of vocabulary, we're going to look at the name of these roles, and we're also going to keep in mind vocabulary like roles, strengths, collaborations that we use to describe this phenomenon. And a big takeaway here is that balanced teams that combine complementary roles, achieve stronger outcomes and improve problem solving. So what did Belbin say? Okay, so Belbin had 9 different roles, and they were organized into 3 different categories. So we have what are called the action-oriented roles, first of all. These roles focus on getting things done and driving progress. So we include the shaper, who challenges the team and sort of has the vision about how things are supposed to work. The implementer, who turns ideas into action. And the completer finisher, who ensures quality and deadlines are met. So we move from sort of a general plan to the more specifics, to the fine details through these 3 roles. People-oriented roles. These roles emphasize working well with others. The coordinator clarifies goals and delegates tasks. The team worker promotes harmony, and the resource investigator explores opportunities and develops contacts. Thinking-oriented roles. These roles center on ideas and problem solving. The plant generates creative solutions. The monitor evaluator analyzes options logically, and the specialist provides expertise in specific areas. Now, obviously, not every team has 9 members. Some have more, some have less. So you will find that not every team has all these roles fulfilled, or more commonly that you have at least one person who fulfills more than one of these roles. But this is the model, this is the theory, right? So to go into a little bit more detail, for the action-oriented roles, the shaper challenges the team and thrives under pressure, driving progress with energy and determination. However, the can sometimes be impatient or aggressive, according to this model. So that would be your manager, right? That would be your department head, your team lead, whatever it might be within the structure, the one that's pushing and driving and shaping things. The implementer turns ideas into action reliably and practically, ensuring plans are executed efficiently. Their weakness is often resistance to change. So the implementer will be usually very detailed oriented and have clear ideas about the steps that need to be taken, which means that they might lack a little bit of flexibility. The completer finisher role is meticulous and detail focused, ensuring quality and meeting deadlines. They may worry excessively or micromanage. An interesting thought experiment as we go through this is if you think about the team that you work with in your present job, who in your team takes on these roles. For people-oriented roles, the coordinator defines clear team objectives and delegates tasks effectively, ensuring everyone knows their responsibilities. However, they can sometimes be perceived as manipulative when directing others. Team worker support the mediator. The team worker promotes harmony and supports team members diplomatically, smoothing conflicts. The weakness lies in avoiding confrontation, which can delay resolving important issues. The resource investigator is an enthusiastic explorer. The resource investigator brings enthusiasm and curiosity, exploring new contacts and ideas to benefit the team. They may lose interest once the initial excitement fades, risking incomplete follow-through. And then the thinking-oriented roles. So we got the plant, who's the creative problem solver. Plants generate innovative ideas and solutions, often thinking outside the box. Creativity drives new approaches, but they may overlook important details or practicalities. The monitor evaluator is the strategist. Monitor evaluators assess ideas and situations logically, weighing pros and cons carefully. They provide strategic insight, but can be overly critical or slow when making decisions. And then we've got the specialist, who delivers expert knowledge. Specialists offer deep expertise in a specific area, contributing to valuable knowledge. However, they may focus too narrowly on their own field, missing the broader team perspective. So if you have an idea of who in your team fulfills these roles or demonstrates these characteristics, you could then have an idea of what you might expect from them in terms of their focus and in terms of their strengths and their weaknesses. And you can orientate yourself better within the team and in terms of your expectations of your colleagues. So like I said, not every team has 9 members in these defined roles. There can be a lot of overlap. Some roles can be missing. Quite often one person will take on multiple roles. But the point is that an effective team will combine different roles to maximize strengths and cover weaknesses. You do not want a team full of just one or two particular characteristics. You want a good mix. Leaders play a critical role in identifying gaps and overlaps in team profile to ensure a balanced and productive group. Common English phrases to describe team roles can help clarify responsibility and aspirations, so such as, we're missing a strong implementer on this project, to use the specific language of this theory, or I'd like to take on a more coordinating role. So if you can recognize what's missing, you can act accordingly and put yourself in that role, or simply observe that role is a necessary role and is perhaps missing from the team right now. Key vocabulary in terms of these group dynamics. So we'll often hear, it's got to the point where it's a little bit cringy, but we'll often hear in business the word synergy. Now, synergy means the combined effect of teamwork being greater than the sum of individual efforts, leading to enhanced results. You may or may not be aware of the English phrase that says greater than the sum of its parts. So that means that collectively, the team, the group can achieve more than you might expect based on the skills of the individuals. Cohesion refers to the unity or togetherness within a team, which fosters trust and smooth collaboration. Dynamic describes the pattern of interactions and energy flow between team members during the work process. You often hear team dynamic. Cross-functional involves people from different departments working together, bringing varied expertise to solve problems. So if I think my team is missing a particular characteristic and I really feel like I need that in my team, I might go look at another department and say, hey, can you come and help us with this a few hours a week? Accountability, which we've come across before, means taking responsibility for delivering results and being answerable to one's actions within the team. So, summary and reflection on Belbin's theories. Every role in Belbin's team model contributes unique and essential value to team success. Self-awareness of your own role and strengths enhances collaboration and communication within the group. So who are you within the group? What role do you instinctively move towards to? What feels right and comfortable for you? Or what are you being forced to do that maybe is not in your natural instincts? Using role-based vocabulary helps articulate individual and team capabilities clearly, fostering mutual respect and synergy. So you can reflect on which Belbin role best describes your work style and how it influences your contributions to the team. And you can think about the rest of the team too. Who takes on what roles, who demonstrates what characteristics, and how do they complement each other, and what characteristics do you think could be missing from your team? And could you be the one to bring that characteristic? Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the next tutorial.